Hello and welcome to another episode of Roommates Review. I'm your roommate Liam.
And I'm your roommate, Evan.
Today,
We
are
standing
on
a
edge.
until
I
like
your
favorite
little
mouse.
and
He's
a
mouse.
question mark?
Dang it, I was trying to talk about Stuart Little, but you wouldn't let me get there. I was like, well, how can I get it to Stuart Little? But, yeah, whatever. Maybe next time.
What's that actor's name? Fox?
Stuart Little, he's not an actor. He's
he's
the mouse.
voiced by the guy from Back to the Future. Not cerebral palsy.
Yeah, cerebral palsy himself.
It's Fox something. Not Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy. It's Fox McCloud from Smash
Yes.
Brothers. And also the Fox games. Anyway, we watched a movie. You probably already know what movie it is by looking at the title.
Uh-huh.
And it is called
Yeah, why don't you tell us?
Avengers Infinity Game. That's not what it's called, but it should be called that.
Why?
You put me on the spot. I don't know. I thought,
I figured you'd have a reason for everything you said.
I think maybe you should just agree with me, and then we'll have a little like rat-a-tat back and forth. You can't stop me dead in my tracks. Come up with a why immediately.
It wasn't a no because it was a yes and explain this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wanted to call it Endgame. I was like, I'll call it Infinity. I was like, well, it's war. And then I said game. So here we go. That's where we are. Anyway, here's something I wanted to bring up. You know, in the movie Avengers Infinity War, when they have the billion dogs come and fight Wakanda, which is how I'm describing that scene, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I thought of something, and it made me uncomfortable, and I needed to discuss this with you immediately.
Okay.
And that's, why can living, breathing creatures, why in the world can Vegeta grow those out of the ground with seeds? Is that something that he picked up along the way, or is that something that Saiyans can just do? Or how in the world does Saibamen work? And they're incredibly powerful.
I don't remember them.
You don't remember the Saibamen?
What arc are they from?
The Saibamen are the little green guys that Vegeta and Nappa have when they come and they fight on Earth.
Right.
And one of them blows up and kills Yamcha.
Yeah.
And they say they're as strong as Raditz.
Yeah.
Why do they have that ability? Are they just... They're living, breathing creatures, and they're like cabbage men.
Uh-huh.
They're like Cabbage Patch Kids.
It's another one of those things they never really explain and
they never come up again.
Never shows up again. It's like how original Piccolo was a demon.
Yeah.
And he could puke up his minions.
Yeah.
And he puked up himself, and that's how current Piccolo
Yeah, that's how we
came
got
into
Kami and Piccolo separate from one another.
And that's another thing. It's it just happened because.
Yeah, and that makes them the same person because of that somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very bizarre. But I'm very uncomfortable with the idea of them being able to grow beings out of the ground.
Maybe that's some of that long-lost Saiyan technology.
Maybe it is.
After Planet Vegeta was destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe you picked it up somewhere else. I don't know. It's just so quick and...
Maybe Nappa's actually a mad scientist. And they kind of kept that under wraps.
Yeah, it just didn't come up.
Yeah, you know how the Broly movie just came out? What if there's like a Nappa movie in the works?
Yeah,
a Dragon Ball Super Nappa movie.
Yeah, Nappa's scientific explorations.
Yeah.
I was gonna say revenge in there somewhere. Nappa's scientific revenge.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the name of it.
Nappa's the main character, and none of the Z Fighters show up at all.
It's a revenge on science.
Yeah. Because he could wield it, but he never understood it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm pumped for that movie.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
It's going to be very good. But now that we got that out of the way, we can actually talk about the movie.
Now we can talk about Daredevil and the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, right. You probably didn't know, but they're from the same universe. So, yeah, let's talk about Infinity War, if you want to. If you don't want to, we can talk about whatever else. I guess I don't really care.
We're already going to talk about whatever else.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Okay, where do we even begin with this?
Normally, I think we say, as a general overall, how we felt about it as a movie. I think it's a very good movie.
I think it's really good. Yeah.
Very good movie.
Again, when I watched it in theaters, this is the first time I've watched it since the theaters. When I watched it in theaters, it did not feel like a 2.5 hour movie. It was just you started it, you were on board, and then it was over, and you were kind of surprised by that.
Yeah,
and I felt the same way watching it this time.
Definitely,
it went by in the snap of a finger.
Hey, good job! Wow, good job. All right, we can talk about something else.
I don't think there was ever a point where I was really bored.
No, definitely not. The pacing is perfect. I mean, just where you're hooked on the entire time. You're waiting for the next thing, even when you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you're right in line, and I think it helps that it's only a day.
Yeah.
Long. I mean, it might be 2 days. It's kind of weird with like the time zone things.
Yeah.
But like, it seems like from Thanos' perspective, this is a day. It gets a little weird. Like I was saying, the time zones are weird, and then I'll try to explain it at all because like it's nighttime where Scarlet Witch and Vision are.
Right.
Which I don't know where they are. London? Scotland. That's right. They're in Scotland. And then they fly back to America. And then they
go back
to Wakanda.
Then they go to Wakanda where it's
day.
But it was day in America too.
But it was
so it gotta be over a couple days at least.
Maybe, yeah, but it doesn't feel like that from like maybe it's 24 hours, but like it started in the nighttime.
Either way,
all the stuff with space
everything happens.
Yeah, but
in the space of that's the stupidest thing I could ever say.
Within it's crazy that everything that happens in the movie happens right in the movie.
There are no really big cuts.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. There's no
big time jumps.
Yeah. No. None at all. Yeah. It all seems.
It's back to back to back.
It's all fast and it's all hurried. Yeah. Some things I wanted to talk about first of all, for real in the movie, is. Kind of my mixed feelings about the fight scene with Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man,
right,
and the Guardians of the Galaxy on Titan against Thanos.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Okay.
I have mixed feelings for any fight against Thanos in this movie.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's completely watered down, and I wish he would have been just more powerful, but I think really they just...
Like base Thanos.
Yeah. They picked the wrong kind of villain to base it off of. There's so much more to Thanos, and they really didn't. He's really not Thanos. I mean, he's going for the Infinity Gauntlet, but his morals are completely different.
Yeah,
he's a very different character. It's not the same.
Yeah,
character from the comic books.
Thanos.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's just giving him kind of the Thanos skin, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of a different character with some of Thanos's ideas and motivations, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. He's not the full thing. He's very watered down power wise, and they still call them Infinity Stones, but I don't see an infinite amount of power from them in any way.
No.
Nor do they even try to let us, like, until all 6 of them are together, does it make you even think that he could do anything infinitely powerful?
Right. Yeah, 1 Infinity Stone is insane.
It's supposed to be infinite. We can't measure it. He could be able to do whatever he
right.
wants.
So once he has 2, and then 3, and then 4 when he's fighting Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, 4 Infinity Stones. There's no way they could touch him. In any universe, any dimension, any conceivable way.
Right, yeah. If they were more in line with how they should have been. I mean, he could have just, with one of them, he could have easily taken out all of them. But I mean, just like the Reality Stone, he could have, boom, they're all dust from the get-go. You know, he could just, boom, okay, these guys are out of here. Well, that's it. I mean, but that's not an exciting movie.
No.
But anyway, what I wanted to say was, they have a clear, defined goal, and I like that. I like that in fight scenes. When their goal is to keep Thanos from closing his hand. It's a stupid goal, I think, from outside perspective.
And I think it's a stupid idea that the powers of the Infinity Stone are directly linked to the gauntlet and he has to close his fist to use them. I think that's really dumb. And for some reason I didn't catch that the first time I watched the movie. It wasn't until watching it through this time I was like, wait, the infinitely powerful universe-creating stones...
They only work if his hands are closed.
His hands are closed.
If one hand is closed.
It's
like,
okay.
What?
Sure.
It's like, that's how the gauntlet works if his hand is closed?
Yeah. And you might say the gauntlet was built to channel the power of the Infinity Stones. That's also dumb. Because Doctor Strange can use the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
With no issues.
Yeah.
To its full power and extent.
Yeah, seems to, yeah.
So, why can't Thanos, a half eternal, half divine being, I can't remember what the other half is.
He's like human. He's human.
The Eternals are an offshoot of humanity, but not really human.
Yeah. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I like the clear, defined goal, and that allows there to be proper tension in the moment, and because you know what they're trying to accomplish, and so you see everything in the fight makes sense why it happens a specific way. I like that. The premise itself is stupid, trying to keep him from closing his hand. Very dumb, but whatever. How they go about it, I think, is actually very good, because I really enjoy, how they fight him. It very much reflects each character well. With the whole Doctor Strange teleporting other people around, and Spider-Man's like kicking him from side to side to side. It's like, yeah, that's very Spider-Man. It's very Peter Quill. Doctor Strange starts fighting him and does all of his crazy stuff, and like, that's fun. Yeah. Right. It shows the characters well, and then of course Iron Man's thinking on his feet and always is prepared for every situation because he's a not brooding Batman. Yeah.
He's a quippy Batman.
Yeah. And remember when they tried to do that in the Justice League movie?
Yeah.
What's your superpower? I'm rich.
Yeah, where they completely backpedaled on the Batman character they wrote for Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. There's like, oh, that's actually Batman versus Superman, not a good movie.
No,
but that was a good Batman.
That was a really good Batman.
That was a good Batman.
He tried to redeem that movie, and it was like what's the writer for the
Snyder.
No, it's the comic book that Batman's based off of. It's not a Miller, is it?
Is it Frank Miller?
I want to say Frank
Probably
Miller.
Frank Miller.
We're gonna say Frank Miller
because it's not Alan Moore.
Because it's based on Frank Miller. Older Frank Miller Batman, who is, he lost Robin at one point, and he's super jaded and very violent, and
and he's way more Batman than he is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, at that point, he's fallen into his own mind, and his escape is being Batman.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It was great. It was brutal. It was brooding. It was wonderful. And then they completely backpedaled in, like, oh, Batman was too dark and he hurt people. Like, what?
It's like, that's what Batman is. That's so cool.
That's his thing. He's the morally kind of questionable of the Justice League. He's the antithetical good guy to Superman.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, Avengers. Yeah, so I think that fight scene, while premise is dumb, still done incredibly well.
Yeah.
For what the premise was. It's not like they didn't... They set clear, defined lines, and you just have to accept them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little frustrating, but, you know, I can accept them. To enjoy a movie, to realize that this is good. I will accept these arbitrary lines you've made.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
They're silly, but alright.
Yeah, that doesn't make it not a good movie.
Yeah, one of my favorite scene was in that fight scene, is when Thanos and Doctor Strange are just those two going toe to toe.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just firing off these different magic things back and forth at each other, countering and trying to, you know, keep the other on their toes and do this different... It's amazing. It's fantastic. Visually, incredibly appealing. The ideas are awesome. And the other favorite scene from that fight, again, is when Thanos just breaks apart a moon and crashes it into the planet Titan. It's so cool looking.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very cool. I was thinking that with Doctor Strange and Thanos, you just have the idea that they're insanely powerful beings, so the sky is the limit with what they can do. So you see either one of them do all these things, and it's like, totally.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, it's plausible. If he didn't have 4 Infinity Stones, it would be plausible for Doctor Strange to fight Thanos.
Yeah.
One-on-one, because Doctor Strange is one of the most powerful beings in the universe.
Yeah, I would say that Doctor Strange, I don't know for sure, but Doctor Strange could potentially beat Thanos. No power stones. Thanos is incredibly powerful. Base form Thanos is.
Yes.
But, like, Doctor Strange has a bunch of different tools and at his disposal and a mastery of his craft. So it's like, he could get a situation where he could beat him. But with all the Infinity Stones, with one Infinity Stone.
Yeah, that's just what I get caught up a lot with this movie, is the fact that the Infinity Stones, infinity just ain't what it used to be.
It ain't what it used to be. That was my line leaving the movie for the first time. Just like, because I was trying to explain it to, I think I was with Clayton and Casey, and I was trying to explain to, like, I just didn't quite feel like he was as powerful. Yeah. Like, why not? Like, just infinity didn't go as far as it used to, you know? Yeah. Like, you can't... It's infinity. You're the ones who are calling them Infinity Stones, movie. You called them infinity. Infinite power.
Yes.
Infinite time, infinite space, whatever.
And like Evan said earlier, you have to set those little boundaries so you can see your heroes fight and, maybe they'll win, maybe they'll do it, but no. There's no way they can. There's no way they should be able to even contest him. It's
not reasonable, but they've also not created another being within the universe who could stop him.
Right.
So at this point, it's like, well, well, what do? They can't get Galactus in there because Galactus doesn't exist. You know?
Galactus doesn't exist.
Silver Surfer doesn't exist.
And even if they did exist, once he has all 6, it still doesn't matter. Like, maybe if he just had a few and Silver Surfer or Galactus showed up, then, all right, that could be interesting. That could be a cool fight. But once he has 6, no one. Nothing should be able to stop him except the Celestials, which also don't exist.
Nothing exists in the universe powerful enough to stop him.
Because he should be, with the 6 Infinity Stones, he should be omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. And they address all those things in the comics.
And to the credit of the movie, no one does stop him.
True. But they just do a lot that they shouldn't be able to.
That's true, but at least the movie realizes that no one can stop him.
Right.
They have not created a character to stop him. Now, is it going to be feel like a little bit of a cop-out maybe to some people when they're just like, oh, and we created this character and he can stop Thanos now. He's the most powerful, even though I don't think they're going to touch Adam Warlock.
No.
They didn't seem to.
It's a little late to bring him in, I think, because they'd have to introduce him in the next movie, flesh him out a little bit, and then have him defeat Thanos. And it's Endgame. So they can't do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either.
It would have been kind of cool to see Adam Warlock. And they teased him in Guardians 2. They had the cocoon and said, my Adam and everything. So he's clearly he's going to exist. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, though.
If they do it. I don't know if they're going to play into it. They might just leave it there as an Easter egg and then
maybe
never touch him again. It's possible.
We'll see.
Because 100% Tony Stark and Captain America together have to beat Thanos in some way.
Right.
The Avengers themselves, obviously. But
another silly thing about no one being able to stop him, he was firing some kind of 6 Infinity Stone beam at Thor at the end, and Thor's hammer just glided through the beam like nothing and cleaved his chest, Thanos' chest. Like, I started laughing out loud while watching the movie just now because of how absurd that is. Yes, I understand it's a comic book movie.
Yeah.
But, oh, well, I made this hammer from a dying star and it can summon the Bifrost. Therefore, it can pass through a beam from all 6 Infinity Stones.
Yeah, it should be fine. I mean, that's what my old hammer was made out of.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Which my sister was able to crush with her hand.
Not just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, she caught it and crushed it with her hand. But Thanos, with the 6 Infinity Stones, can't stop it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, did he forget he was the God of Thunder again?
Yeah, he didn't use any until he's like summoned the hammer to his hand while he was dying. That was the first time you saw him use any lightning.
Yeah. He forgot again.
Yeah, he forgot he could do it until he had his hammer again.
We're gonna need to go through the whole Ragnarok.
They retconned Ragnarok anyway. They gave him his eye back.
They gave him his eye back, yeah.
So,
and he's a little more goofy than he is, but he's way better in this movie than he was in Ragnarok.
Yeah, he's
way better.
He's a lot closer to the Thor that we like. We've talked about a lot.
And which I'm okay with him changing somewhat because of all the things he's gone through. And I'm not so sure if I like it to the extent of him being goofy still in a way, but it's like, okay, this is more reasonable. When Thor is meeting up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, the comic relief, the funny guy, the goofy guy, should not be Thor in any way. There are plenty of funny characters within Guardians of the Galaxy already.
Yes.
I would say Gamora is the only one who's not a just strictly funny character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah. He can chill out. He doesn't need to be cracking too many jokes. It makes sense.
Right. But on the subject of funny characters, it was really fun to see some characters that we hadn't seen interact on screen yet interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
A perfect example being Doctor Strange and Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole quipping back and forth thing, because they're both very intelligent, very snarky individuals. So when you put them together, they're just gonna sass at each other the whole time.
Yeah, and they both think they're right, and so yeah.
It was really great.
Yeah, I like that. I would say, as far as for comedy, who's took the spotlight, 100% Drax.
Yeah, Drax is always hilarious.
I was still laughing out loud at his jokes, his delivery, just because everything about it is perfect. Drax's lines are fantastic.
Yeah, Batista does a great job,
and they fit the scenario of
right.
He's
not trying to be funny.
He's not trying to be funny,
which is what makes it funny.
Yeah, that's what makes it really, really funny. It's man. Yeah, all the Drax stuff is hilarious.
Yeah.
Which you were talking about, interactions with characters. I love Drax's interaction with every character.
Yeah, yeah, they're great.
Every single one. And they play out pretty much how you think they will. Mm-hmm. Because he's a very, very well-established character, honestly. Because I was thinking of when they go to nowhere, and Gamora and Peter Quill and Drax are all there going to attack Thanos, and Peter Quill tells him to stop, and Drax is like, no, no, I gotta get my revenge. I have to. If I die, I die. But this is something I have to do.
Yeah, this has been his motivation from the beginning.
Right, yeah. And he was with that. He was just like that with Ronan. And where he got his, he just got beat up from Ronan. And he was going to do the same thing to Thanos. This is what he does. He has revenge, and he's going to go fight him.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to stop him. It's like, yeah. I really appreciate how well he's defined. You know what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Actually a very good character. Speaking of good characters, who was our favorite? Who was our favorite character in the entire movie?
Do we have any qualifiers for that?
I don't know. I was thinking of who you enjoyed, who you wanted to see more of, like who you enjoyed on the screen the most, like either through comedy or through just the way their character interacted with the scenario and the way just how they were in the movie. Because I very much liked Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think he was very, very good.
Yeah. I think Hiddleston's Loki. What's that kid's name?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. It was something with an H. I knew that. Yeah, Tom Holland's a fantastic Spider-Man.
Yeah, he does a very good job.
I don't know, he just kind of brings you joy when he's on the screen.
Yeah, he does. I love it. All the goofy, just like kid stuff from him. He does very, very well. But I think that he's shown even in that movie that he can take it to the next level of like the early 20s kind of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think he can hit there. He really reminds me of like the 1990s animated cartoon Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where his character will go in the future and to see him in more films and to see him just get to be Spider-Man for a while.
Yeah.
Because Tobey Maguire was great. He was a really, really good Peter Parker.
Definitely.
And he had his run, and it ended, and that's okay. Andrew Garfield was terrible.
Yes, the worst.
And
horrible.
we all know that.
Terrible.
So it's nice to see a good...
That dolphin that played Peter Parker, though.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was unique.
It was unique. That's true.
Yeah, it
was unique. I just like the chirps.
Yeah.
Instead of...
Holland will have a hard time like really beating that shock and awe factor.
Right, yeah.
But the fact that he makes such a good Peter Parker and Spider-Man, I'm excited.
What I really liked about the whole thing was how no one had really ever covered the controversial issue of, like a blowhole. Is that something you cover up? Is that something you allow to exist and be seen? Is it something that you accentuate for an actor?
Right.
I mean, like, how they just approached it in such a way for the Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, I liked how they treated it the way they did the web slinger in the Sam Raimi series, which was a bit controversial at the time because
it's never existed.
It's never existed. It's always been a gadget that was the web shooter.
Yeah, right.
I like how they took that idea and converted the web shooter to being the blowhole.
Right,
and it was still an organic thing.
Right, yeah.
So they decided, well, he's a dolphin.
Right, and there was no getting around that.
There's no getting around that. So how can we utilize this?
Right.
Dolphins do a lot of flips and stuff, so it's a perfect fit for Spider-Man. And they don't really have arms or opposable thumbs, so blowhole. And I think, it was a long shot, but it made the most sense, and it really worked on screen.
I'm now thinking of the dolphin swinging on the web from the blowhole and then doing a whole bunch of dolphin flips in the air.
Well, yeah, that's
just like
that was in the movie.
And like, yeah. I meant to say is I'm remembering that, and like every once in a while, the camera work wasn't the best, so every once in a while you'd see some mackerels being thrown. They wouldn't get to edit them out exactly,
Yeah.
so the dolphin would have incentive to actually go up because he was just a dolphin.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they were throwing him through the air of New York City.
Yeah, they were.
But he was just a dolphin.
He was just a dolphin. Yeah.
But as far as favorite characters go, I love Captain America, and I think Thor is great too. Like, I think they're my favorite as far as like coolest characters to see on screen.
I think that Captain America is at his worst in this movie, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think as far as the way he's played, and it's partially to do with the fact that there's not much.
Yeah, I was about to say he doesn't get a lot of screen time or a lot of
time.
Interesting stuff to do, though.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem.
That's what I'm saying. And he's a character who deserves a lot more.
Yeah. He should get his own movie.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. I don't know what the origin story is for Captain America, but maybe we can find out.
Yeah, maybe they can throw a Wilhelm scream or two in there.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. He just not well defined. The characters that are focused on are more like Thor. Mm-hmm. Black Widow's not touched on. Hawkeye's not even in the movie.
Yep.
Just like
Hawkeye's not in it. Ant-Man's not in it.
Oh, do we want to get into this about Bruce Banner?
Yeah. Let me talk about something else quick.
Okay.
While we're on favorite characters, Red Skull was not that great in Captain America. Hugo Weaving is amazing, but the Red Skull character was kind of meh.
Yeah.
It was really cool in theaters to see Red Skull show up randomly.
Suddenly you're
like, who's this dude? Oh, it's a ghost. Okay, that's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's Red Skull. Like, what? That's awesome.
Yeah, that just makes up the whole thing about being...
Yeah, unnecessary for no reason. Red Skull, cool, I'm on board.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Very awesome. Okay, let's talk about Bruce Banner and
Let
the
us
Hulk.
talk about the worst part of the movie, hands down.
Hands down.
I don't know. Maybe some people enjoy it. I don't know. I don't talk to people about Infinity War, honestly, because I'll just ruin their day.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, worst part of the movie, Bruce Banner as the Hulk? He's the Hulk for like 5 seconds, very beginning of the movie.
The very beginning.
Very beginning of the movie, which I still don't get that scene. I'm still very confused by it. I thought maybe I could get a little more insight into it.
Okay, tell me what's confusing about it to you.
He's got Loki, and Loki's like, first of all, he's like, "Don't kill my brother," or whatever.
Yeah, he's Mario. He's Italian.
Yeah. Which I'm like, oh, really? Loki's gone that way, or he's just like, we're gonna say he's completely good now. We're just saying he's 100% redeemed. He's a good character now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah. We need to address that.
I'm so glad they killed Loki, and I hope that he's dead forever.
Loki he only had a little bit of screen time in this, but he started to feel like a caricature of himself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it was so forced goodness. Like, they turned him around in Ragnarok, and it just stuck, and now he's the perfect brother.
He loves his brother.
Such a good guy.
They've been around for 1,500 years, they said?
Yeah, 1,500 years.
In the last 10 days.
Yeah, last 10 days, because this takes place immediately after Ragnarok.
Yeah, so let's say last 10 days. Maybe less than that. Maybe like 2 days. Thinking about it. He is now the perfect brother.
After 1,500 years. After trying to destroy and take over the world. After faking his own death and seceding the throne of Asgard. Mm-hmm. After being a generally bad anti-hero guy.
He attacked Thor before, Thor went to go save Asgard in Ragnarok.
Yes.
So, maybe we're talking like a good 10 hours.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. I would have let some of it slide if he hadn't randomly tried to stab Thanos.
Yeah, that was stupid. That's not a Loki play.
Loki would not do that. That is so poorly calculated. It's an unnecessary risk. If he could get in Thanos' good graces for a while, he would have done that.
Oh, yeah.
He would have betrayed Thanos eventually, but he would have cemented himself and found a better opportunity instead of being in the middle of a destroyed ship surrounded by Thanos' men in an attempt to randomly stab him in the throat. It felt like he underserved Loki's character a lot.
Yeah. It's And I hope that wasn't Loki. I hope it was some sort of illusion. And good Loki has been hiding since before Ragnarok. He created a duplicate of himself who had some morality or something. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Loki's just dead.
Yeah, he's gonna come back 100% because people love Loki.
People love Loki,
and so he's going to come back.
Well, yeah, everyone's gonna come back.
Yeah, but he's gonna come back in Endgame.
The consequences in the Marvel films have been pretty unsubstantial.
Yeah,
there have not been a lot of
like
permadeaths or anything like that. We talked about last episode how Quicksilver, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
Quicksilver. Yeah, he's so forgettable. Quicksilver just dies. Like, okay, cool, I don't care. Can we get on with the movie?
Yeah, please. No, okay, we can't avoid it.
All right, no.
We can't.
I'm still on this idea. And as far as consequences, Rhodey mentions in the movie, I've paid my price, as he's standing on these perfectly working robotic legs, and he gets to be War Machine later in the movie.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Like, they make such a big deal out of it in Civil War.
You don't know anything about War Machine's, like, personal life at all, so it doesn't matter.
No, he does not matter, but he lost his legs for, like, a day.
That one guy in a Punisher lost his leg, and he's still amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let me get back to this.
All right,
let's talk
about it.
We want to talk about it. Loki says, what confused me in that scene, Loki's like, I've got the Tesseract for you here, sir. And Thanos is like, good. And then Loki's like, yeah, but I've also got a Hulk. Where's he been? Where has Hulk been that entire time? The, 2 minutes we've been watching the movie? Where was Hulk?
He was waiting for his cue.
I was guessing that he's over in the corner going... No.
Yeah, he was doing his Tim the Toolman impressions.
Tim the Toolman doing his best Jeffrey Rush impression.
Yeah.
Or the other way around. I'm not sure which one it is. But I assume that's what he was doing that over in the corner. He was freaking out for a while and we just couldn't hear him. Because, I don't know. I don't get it otherwise. Where was he? Where was he? Why wasn't he there? Did he fight? Did he just let them all die?
Yeah, does he answer to Loki now?
Oh, yeah. What is happening? Did he, see Thor get beat up and, I should wait it out until...
Let's see how this plays out.
See what goes here. Did he maybe they're going to show that he was able to get all the other Asgardians to escape in the escape pod, and then he jumped from the escape pod back, and then, now we've got a Hulk. But how would Thanos not notice him if Loki knew he was there? I don't understand. I don't understand any of that. That doesn't make any sense at all to me. Where was he? And then he gets beat up by Thanos, and base form Thanos could probably take the Hulk for a long time.
Yeah. But the Hulk...
I'm so fine with that.
Even in the middle of the fight, the Hulk starts to look worried. Like when Thanos pulls his arms off of himself, or pulls his own arms off. When Thanos pulls Hulk's arms off of him... the Hulk's like, oh no, what's happening? Yeah. Instead of getting more angry.
Yeah, he's just getting mad.
He looked like kind of worried. But then he just gets the crap beat out of him.
They changed the Hulk in Ragnarok, so who knows? He's not Hulk.
The Hulk is a very inconsistent character now.
Yeah, for some reason.
Since Ragnarok.
He's the most straightforward character in all of written history.
Yeah.
He gets mad, and he gets strong.
And he smashes.
That's it. How did they mess that up?
Yeah, instead...
Why would they try to give him depth?
Instead, they decided, the Hulk got beat up, and now he's sad and scared, and he will never come out of Bruce Banner because reasons. That's not the Hulk. That's not the Hulk character.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't get it.
That's the whole movie with him.
Yeah, it's terrible. It never gets any better. He doesn't make any progress. It's not like he's having trouble with it, and then he finds a solution when Hulk comes out, and he's part of the final battle scene. Yeah. That would have been cool. I mean... that
would have been cool.
If, at the beginning he couldn't quite get himself going, couldn't quite get the Hulk coming out, but that it would be more of a reason, like in the first Avengers, where he doesn't want the Hulk to come out. Because that's amazing, the first one. He's trying to keep the Hulk
he's suppressing it.
But the whole thing of him wanting Hulk to come out, but he won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fate of the universe. Something I don't care about. I forgot that the Hulk had a New York accent.
Yeah.
I did forget about it.
And maybe the writers have this grand plan for him in Endgame, but it doesn't matter what that plan is. they wrote it so horribly
Yeah.
that that plan, no matter how they do it, it will not redeem the Hulk in Infinity War for me.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows how that's going to play out. Alright, so yeah, we agreed that Hulk was not our favorite character.
And Bruce Banner talked like he was in a daze the whole movie.
I feel like they just took whatever first line he said and just like, was that take okay? Yeah, whatever. It's a multi-million-dollar movie. Who cares?
Yeah, you don't matter.
They don't pay for it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I feel like Black Panther's barely touched in the movie at all.
Yeah.
All the characters. There's only a few characters that they really can focus on, especially since they have to focus so much attention on Thanos because they did very little to actually set him up before,
right.
Which I'm fine with. I think it was a good idea. I think that's a good direction coming from Thanos, even though his plan is stupid and not relatable in any way. Of destroying half of the populations and stuff.
Yeah, I wish I could relate to Thanos a little bit more.
Yeah, it's just like, that's completely unreasonable. That's not a good... Like, if you were saying you were going and killing, you just murder different barbarian-like societies or whatever, more savages.
Or if they go with the more canonical idea of he's trying to make all these sacrifices to be with his one true love of death.
Yeah.
Who has a literal personification.
Sure. I was
and
thinking
even that's not all that relatable, but still more relatable than I just want to help with overpopulation.
Yeah, I'm a good guy. No, but I was thinking of, it could even be more of a kind of colonialism type character where he's weeding out the weak, and so the strong will survive. Kind of in that way. Seems more reasonable, seems more like historic of things. But him just like killing half of everyone because of his bad idea, it's just like, okay. Like, yeah, it's not relatable in any way. But like, and it's a dumb idea. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like if that happened on Earth, if half humanity was gone, I don't see how things would even come close to improving. I don't.
Yeah.
Especially if it was like specifically in America, we need so many people to do so many things to really contribute to the infrastructure of the society. And any society you do that with, no matter how big or small, that's going to happen.
Maybe because of his idea, like you bounce back after a while, but that would be detrimental to any society that happens in for many, many years.
Oh, yeah. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't.
Questionable logic from a really watered down version of Thanos.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. Another frustrating part was Black Widow. The fact that she can go toe to toe with the children of Thanos, for example.
I got a new theory, one that people haven't thought of before.
Hit me.
All right. So you know how everyone says that Loki is the Hulk? He's Bruce Banner. He's pretending to be the Hulk.
Right.
And that's why the Hulk won't come out. He's not as strong. All these things. These little inconsistencies with Bruce Banner. He talks like he's, he's got some sort of frontal lobe damage.
Yep.
People say it's Loki, right? How about, what if instead Loki is Black Widow and has been Black Widow for a while?
All right.
And that's how she's able to go toe to toe with the children of Thanos easily.
Yeah.
Are they implying that Black Widow could fight Captain America one-on-one with this? Is that what they're implying?
Not purposefully, but yes.
Yeah, they are. They are implying that. They're implying then that, probably go toe to toe with like Black Panther.
Yeah, they're implying that basically all those Avengers are on the same playing field.
In the first Avengers movie, she had an amazing one-on-one fight scene. It was incredible. But you know who she was fighting? Hawkeye. Another not powered human.
Yeah. And it made sense.
She came up against the Hulk. And she
ran.
These children of Thanos They're so inconsistent with their power levels.
Yeah, it's
Especially on her. Especially, okay, Black Widow's at one level, and then that stupid trained Black Panther guard lady, she's also at that level now?
yeah, she's at the same level as Black Widow, I guess, which is super.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm very confused.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, why did they do that? Why didn't they use her as an actual real character, Black Widow? Like, use her spying.
Yeah, use her for spying and espionage. Yeah. Put her in the room with Vision, guarding Vision, instead of Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
There's no reason that Black Widow should be on the front lines ever.
You know where she would have been really great? If she was on the ship with Iron Man and Spider-Man, that guy was, and she could do espionage and actually, like, learn things and spy on them. Mm-hmm. You know, she could be up in the ship, and that's reasonable because she's a really, really good spy. She's a spy. She's not a fighter. She's a really good spy. That's her thing. Mm-hmm. Why did they take that away from her?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's not a spy anymore. She's just Captain America.
Yeah, she's just
Captain America. She could just go toe to toe. She learns nothing. Like, even when, like, they find Vision, it's not clear that that's because she did really good spy work or anything. She's just, like, there.
Like, no,
she's also there. Yeah. And Captain America did it.
Well, they seem to imply, like, they kind of have an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, you guys go off and make love or something, and just check in every now and then, okay?
I don't get why they tried to make us care about Scarlet Witch and Vision's love. Like, they did not set it up well at all.
No.
It's like Vision's becoming more human, and Scarlet Witch loves him.
He's becoming more human. Look, he's just Paul Bettany without makeup now.
Yeah, oh good. Also, he's incredibly weak, I guess. I don't know. It's so confusing.
Yeah, he just got
the power levels are everywhere.
Butt kicked the whole movie.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he should be on the level of, like, Scarlet Witch and... Well, not quite, but, like, very, very strong.
Yeah.
Definitely way above Iron Man and Captain America.
For every character, the power levels were all over the place, inconsistent.
Yeah.
But most of all, Thanos. We can all agree.
Yes, definitely. Most of all. Yeah. So, what else do we want to talk about? Visually... Incredible. I
probably
every second of it. It's just your eyes are just.
I think Doctor Strange might still have it beat out as far as just visual.
Doctor Strange was so stylized. It was uniquely stylized with the kind of psychedelic feel, which I very much liked.
But besides Doctor Strange, I think it's the most visually appealing, fantastical Marvel movie to date.
It melds the movies that it comes from all into each other so well that it makes them actually feel like a complete universe. Mm-hmm. I mean, when you're talking of all the Thor Ragnarok stuff and the Guardians of the Galaxy and Wakanda and the Iron Man stuff and all of the when I'm talking about, like, the rest of Earth, kind of the way that Avengers is like they mix that all together and blend that so well where you don't even notice.
It's all one universe. And
it all feels
and you
like
know
it.
that.
You
feel that.
Yeah. So, yeah, visually incredible. I think it'll hold up. I mean, obviously there's some CGI stuff where, like, just for a moment, like, that's a clearly very CGI Iron Man.
Yeah.
Just for a moment, it's just like, and obviously that's not gonna hold up forever, but it is so just good generally, so colorful.
Yeah, it's great.
Very well done. That they allow different attacks and things and powers to be defined by the color. The way they do that with the Infinity Stones is very cool, and how the colors just pop and you immediately know which Infinity Stone is being used and why.
Yeah, that is one nice thing about the Infinity Stones is you're always sure which one's being used because they light up and the color palette changes a little bit.
Yeah. So I really, really like that. It's just so beautiful to look at. as far as the acting goes, besides Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, acting is top notch.
Yeah,
of
for
course.
Sure.
Everyone in there does a very, very good job. I can't think of anyone who I'm just like, I don't really like him in the movie.
Yeah, and while the character of Thanos is questionable in motivation and power and everything, what's his name?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin does a fantastic job of doing the voice acting, and I assume mocap.
Oh, it definitely. It's got to be.
Like, very, very imposing.
Yes.
Very well delivered lines. Like, if only he had some better motivation and a little more relatability.
His motivations aren't relatable, but him as a character is incredibly relatable.
Yes.
I think he clearly has love, and he has goals, and he has wants and things.
Right. Yeah, Thanos is probably the most likable, relatable one since Loki. I guess Loki wasn't all that relatable, but he was really likable.
He's really likable. Man, I loved Loki.
So yeah, Thanos is probably the best villain since Loki.
Yeah, there's not a lot of competition.
No, that's true.
He's better than Ultron.
Oh,
I would say Ultron's the worst. Then Thanos, then Loki would be, in my opinion, of the three movies. Yeah. Which, honestly, how big of a jump have we made from the first Avengers to the third Avengers? Like, just so much has happened between. It's explosive and expansive. Mm-hmm. Everything that's going on. It's not just a fight in New York anymore.
It's been a journey. I mean, for years and years we've been watching these movies since Iron Man, and they've all been compounding on one another to make this universe, to make Infinity War and Endgame happen, to culminate in these two movies.
Right. Man. Yeah, and they do it really well. That's a extremely tough task. To be able to combine all these different characters and do it well and pace it well, and you sure, not every character gets as much screen time as you want, but I mean, that's the thing. You're begging for more. You'd like to see more of it. If that was the 3.5 hour long movie, I probably would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, I would probably sit down and still watch it.
And it still wouldn't have felt that long.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, it's just like there's so many characters, but you get just enough of a brief glimpse into it. Something I really, really liked, actually, when I was watching it the first time, was them making sure to grab characters from the movies that came from that weren't just the Avengers.
That weren't just the main characters, like Wong, for example.
Wong, Peter's friend.
Yep.
In there. I know she has a little more of a part in it, but what's her name?
Pepper Potts.
Pepper Potts is in it. I was thinking from Guardians of the Galaxy, the blue one. She has more of a part in the movie.
Yeah, she has more of a part.
But it's like they didn't have to include her into this movie as much. Nebula. I was going to call her Nobu from My Hero Academia.
Nobu. It's Nobu.
Yeah, okay, it is. Okay,
Isn't that Nomu?
Well, wait, who's Nobu?
He's from a different series.
Are you sure?
Don't remember who Nobu is.
Wait, hold on.
I'm pretty sure they're Nomus.
Okay, well, let me look up Nomu, and then we'll look up Nobu.
I know Nobu Uematsu is the composer for Final Fantasy.
That's probably.
Isn't Nobu from Daredevil?
Probably. Yeah.
Isn't he part of the Hand?
Yeah. That's right. That is that guy. Yeah, that's Nobu.
Yeah, Nobu's from Daredevil. Nomu is from My Hero Academia.
Oh my gosh, if they would have had Nobu in this movie,
wow,
that would have been amazing.
It would have been a deep cut.
Oh my gosh, like they didn't have Daredevil,
no,
but they had Nobu in it.
They had a random member of the Hand.
Which is dead.
Yeah, screw it. Bring the Shredder in too.
Yeah, bring in Shredder. Bring him in from Legend of the Ooze. Where, oh my gosh, who do you think would win? Okay, who would win in a fight?
I'm ready.
Who would win in a fight? 6 Stone, Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos, or Shredder after he's got the ooze?
Shredder. Like, because
the whole building falls on him.
The
whole building falls on him and he lives.
We're talking about movie watered down Thanos.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about Beef Boy Shredder.
We're talking about Shredder in his prime.
Yeah. No,
Like,
no competition, man.
there's no way, there's no conceivable way that Thanos could even lay a finger on him.
Yeah. Shredder would defeat Thanos,
It's a secret of the ooze!
take up the Infinity Gauntlet, and become a Celestial himself.
Oh, yeah, easily. I mean,
just like how Doctor Doom becomes... Which one does he become?
Donatello.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure he becomes Infinity or something like that. He becomes one of the Celestials in the comics.
Oh, does he?
At some point.
That doesn't surprise me, man.
Because it's Doctor Doom.
I wish we had a good Doctor Doom. That's who Thanos was. Thanos was Doctor Doom. That's who he was.
Yeah.
That's who he was.
Huh.
That's who he was in this movie. I knew he was someone. He's Doctor Doom.
A little less interesting Doctor Doom.
A little less interesting, but that's what he is. He's like a king, and he is showing his power, and he has his subjects and things.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And he's trying to obtain an immense amount of power. He's Doctor Doom. Yeah. I knew he wasn't Thanos. I was trying to think he was someone. He's Doctor Doom. Okay, so Thanos is Doctor Doom, and we know that Scarlet Witch is Jean Grey for some reason.
Right. Okay. This is not related to Infinity War.
But it is related to Shredder.
It's not. But it's a thought that I just had. Okay. All right. So Disney owns Fox now.
Right.
Do you think...
that Wolverine...
And who do you think they're going to announce Wolverine in Endgame? Who are they going to tease in Endgame? Because they're going to tease somebody. They're either going to tease the Fantastic Four or one of the X-Men at the end of Endgame. Who's it going to be?
I don't know. Do you think that...
Deep down in my heart, I want to see Hugh Jackman again.
Well, Hugh Jackman needs to be in it.
That's all I want to see.
That's not all you want to see. You want to see...
I want to see Hugh Jackman fight Shredder.
No. You want to see Hugh Jackman as the Shredder fighting Wolverine. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
So it's
I want a 50
You haven't seen Logan, right?
Long. No. I want a 15-minute long sequence.
You're more or less just rehashing the plot of Logan.
I'm okay with that then. I heard it was a good movie, but I haven't seen it yet. I want Wolverine to fight Shredder. And that would be that's when you change it, like everyone goes in to see the movie, right? Like we're all sitting down, we're waiting. There's an opening sequence of like what Tony Stark has been doing since Thanos snapped everyone in half.
Right.
That whole thing goes on. Then the title screen comes up. No. First you hear a shrink, and you see 3 claws, right?
Yeah.
And then the title screen comes up and it says Avengers Endgame, and then it's a 15-minute fight scene between Wolverine and Shredder.
Yeah. And then they tease Bane at the end of it.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this movie.
Man, they made a lot of really good calls.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So, how much more powerful do you think that Shredder would be if he got that an adamantium syringe or whatever? You know that one Wolverine movie where Hugh Jackman goes to Japan? And somehow...
I think it's just the Wolverine.
And then somehow the samurai guy...
The Silver Samurai.
Gets adamantium like through a syringe in his body. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Or like he sucks it out of Wolverine.
I'm pretty sure I've only seen that movie like once,
he sucks
maybe
the adamantium
twice.
off of Wolverine's bones somehow.
Yeah.
I don't remember how.
Some dumb reason.
He puts them into himself. What if you give that to Shredder and he's unkillable now? He doesn't have the healing factor.
Then how would he be unkillable?
What do you mean?
You can still bleed out with adamantium bones.
Yeah, but his skull's intact. And so it protects his brain.
So the Shredder's mind is invincible, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, we already know he can survive being crushed in a garbage compactor.
That's true.
He does. He gets crushed.
Well, that's because Nobu shows
truck.
up and takes him to the hand and puts him in the life chamber or whatever it's called.
That's right, yeah. The Lazarus pit.
Yeah, the Lazarus pit. And Ra's al Ghul says, I am the master of the hand and foot now. Also, I'm a demon.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Can you even imagine Thanos having to fight the foot and the hand at the same time? He couldn't.
No. And yes, I'm imagining it, and it's awesome.
It's incredible. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles don't even hear about it. Where were they in this movie, by the way?
They
New
were probably
York
with
got attacked.
They were probably with Hawkeye.
Yeah, that makes sense. Where was Hawkeye this movie? They don't even talk about him, do they? They don't even mention him?
I don't remember.
I don't think so. They're like, yeah, he retired, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably back with his family. And
I'm really surprised he didn't show up at the end.
Yeah.
Like.
Instead, they decided to use Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, because. I mean, obviously, he's still around and he's going to.
Yeah,
be.
he's in Endgame.
Yeah, yeah. And he'll somehow take out Thanos with an arrow.
Yeah.
With a boxing glove arrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
And then Green Arrow will show up and fight him.
Actually, not even. He's gonna shoot a Jack in the Box at Thanos.
Yeah.
That's gonna spook him. He's gonna die.
Ah! He'll have a heart attack.
And that's how they beat him. And then Wolverine shows up.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna be really good.
Yeah, Thanos is defeated in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
All right, I don't remember who we casted as Vision in the last movie. When are we doing that? Are we doing that now, or are we doing Stan Lee cameos?
Are we done doing actual review stuff?
Have we been reviewing? It's a really, really good movie. Is the point?
Yeah, it's really good. I
really
liked
good movie.
it a lot.
A lot of inconsistencies, but I can't fault it.
But overall,
consider the source material some of the most inconsistent source material that there is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Despite its many shortcomings for me, having read the comics and having looked into a lot of Thanos history and lore and that kind of thing, despite all that, it's really, really good.
It's very, very good.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk Stan Lee cameo.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, Stan Lee cameo. All right. Very funny.
I think. What was the last one? The one in Ultron?
He shows up at the bar, and he's like, "I can take the drink from the. I know it's dripping from your star or whatever." I don't remember.
I think it's between that. I think those two have to compete for second place now.
Yeah. I don't think this one's as good as that.
You don't think that one's as good?
No, I really like that. It's just like, you kids never seen a spaceship before. It's so goofy. It's hilarious.
That's true. In Ultron, he does say Excelsior.
He does say
Excelsior. He says Excelsior.
Yeah, which is, puts it right over the line. That's why it's as good as the Spider-Man 3 one.
Yeah, that cinches it for me.
He just explodes. I would say yeah.
I think so. This one gets a third place.
Yeah, third place. And we don't remember where the rest of the movies are, so it doesn't make that a big deal. The point is, it's not better than the library scene. No,
and I don't think there will be one.
I don't think so. He's got very few chances. We talked about that in the last episode. He's got very few chances to actually up his game. And I hope he does it before he actually dies. So,
and he doesn't even have any lines in the library scene.
Does he not?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure he's just standing there listening to music.
It's beautiful. And it would be funny if it was anybody. I think that's why it's good.
Yeah. It could be anybody, but it's especially hilarious because it's Stan Lee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Is this movie racist?
Is it racist? Well, let's think. There are a lot of black characters, and
there's
so many of them die.
There's a whole country of black people.
So many of them die.
But
I would say half.
That's because of Thanos, and he took out everybody equally.
That's
so true. Thanos is not racist.
But you gotta think of the percentages of people in the world, right? So he mostly took out Asian people, is what you're saying.
That's true. That's true.
Think about it. Right.
But that all happens off screen.
I would say it's not racist against black people, but it is racist against Chinese people.
See, but then I think we have to start really looking deep into socioeconomic problems and those kind of things if we want to go with everything that happens off screen.
Okay.
So my argument...
Then the snap happens on screen.
Right. But seeing a bunch of Asians disappear is off screen. So we don't see it.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is we should judge the merit of whether the movie is racist or not based on what happens on screen.
How many Asians did we see go away? Does Mantis
disappears.
Does Wang
But she's an alien,
disappear?
so it's kind of... Who?
Wang.
Wong. First off.
Wong.
We don't see him disappear.
Okay, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, he goes back to the Sanctum Sanctorum.
But we see a lot of black people disappear.
We see a lot of black people disappear. But Their country is also one of the most advanced technologically and socially. Mm-hmm. And we spend some time.
And all they do is fight, though.
Yeah, that's true. But they have a woman scientist, a black woman scientist, who's smarter than Bruce Banner.
She's quippier than Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is terrible.
She's smarter than this Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Bruce Banner in the comics is a genius.
Yeah.
But this one is...
He's a genius on specific things.
I
would say, yeah, it seems like she's more knowledgeable.
This is more of her field.
Yeah, she's more of into tech.
Mm-hmm.
And he's into tech somewhat, but he's really into, like, radioactive, bio stuff.
He's more bio stuff.
Yeah. So, I guess...
I want to say that this movie isn't racist.
I want to say it is, because all the people who survive, you know what color skin they are? White.
No,
Black
War
Widow.
Machine's alive.
Oh man,
War Don Cheadle's alive. In
Don
the end.
Cheadle's legs.
That's a different movie. That's a different movie.
No, yeah, but they're clearly still very destroyed.
That's true.
Obviously.
Okay. We do see Thanos wipe out half of a green people.
That's true. And the only green person is played by a black person.
And she gets thrown off a cliff and killed.
She does. That's pretty brutal.
That's pretty brutal. But he did it. He didn't do it out of love. No. He did it for himself. He did it despite love.
Yeah. Sure.
This is a tough one.
This is a very tough one.
I feel like Thanos killed everyone equally. Mm-hmm. So he's not racist, and
he's not racist.
None of his.
No.
I don't think his actions are racist.
No, he's not racist for sure.
No, his actions aren't racist either. So what makes this movie racist?
All the black people they killed.
But if we're just talking about the snap,
I'm not talking about Thanos. I'm talking about their choice to have the fight be in Wakanda to kill all those black people. Also, Nick Fury dies. That's my thing.
Yeah. No. Okay, but that contradicts my contradicts.
Yeah,
is that a word? Contradicts. That contradicts my point of Thanos' actions are not racist and can't be racist. The Wakandans fight under the direction of T'Challa, and he is black, and he is the ruler.
Who gives him that idea? Captain America.
Well,
the
T'Challa
symbol of white male privilege.
T'Challa has
Captain America. Might as well have said Donald Trump himself came down and told T'Challa.
No. Captain America has some great lines in a different movie about some other guy had a great idea about a super race or something. I don't remember. He's not racist. He can't be racist. He's perfect. He's a beautiful man. T'Challa had every opportunity to turn them away and could have. But he accepted them into Wakanda to try and take the stone out to save humanity. The black people are making the ultimate sacrifice here. The Wakandans are setting down their lives for all of humanity. So,
but they don't trade lives.
Now, Captain America doesn't. Wakandans do.
Yeah, they're fine. He's fine with Wakandans doing that, I guess. He is racist. I knew it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. None of that is important because Thanos, his whole thing is kill half of them, kill half of them, kill half of them. There were 300 dwarves on that stupid planet. He killed 299 of them. He is a racist man. And he kills 299 dwarves for no reason. That's like completely out of his whole thing.
Yeah, that's true.
There's the one thing about his character that he kills half of everyone.
That's true.
And he's just like, you know what? Except for these dwarves, screw them. I hate them.
There is a throwaway line of him. Someone said he killed half of Asgard. They don't show that. It seems like he destroyed all of them.
Yeah,
because the ship blew up and everything, and you don't see a getaway ship.
Half of my men. Thor says.
Yeah, but yes, you are correct. He killed 299 dwarves for no apparent reason. They don't say it, but it could be implied that he wanted them killed so they couldn't make any more gloves or any more weapons or anything, but no one says that.
No one says that.
He just kills 299 dwarves. You are right. This movie is racist. I take it back. Thanos is a racist.
Great. Okay, so now that we're here, finally, I think whoever we recast, I don't know who we haven't cast yet.
We forget every time.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There are only a few new characters
just cover
in
the new
this one.
ones.
So like Black Panther, Spider-Man, anyone else that hadn't showed up in the first two Avengers?
Wasn't
Doctor Strange.
Black Panther was in Civil War. We covered him already.
I don't think we did. I don't think we've done any of that stuff. Nope, we hadn't by then. We have this discussion every time.
No, there's no way we didn't Wait, was it that far back?
Yeah.
Was
it's
that
been
before
that far.
we did recasting?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Anyway, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Is there anyone else we want to recast? I think we had Thanos, but we recast him in Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't remember what that is.
Yeah.
I could go back and I can make a master list for this video.
I really wish you would.
But it doesn't matter. The point is, what I'm trying to say is,
Okay.
Doctor Strange 100% needs to be played by Kevin James.
Ooh.
And Spider-Man needs to be played by Adam Sandler. Because the dynamics of that scene, where it's Kevin James as a wizard, dressed as Paul Blart, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with a mustache.
He's got the mustache. Doing all the wizard stuff.
Yeah, doing like somersaults and...
And the whole, like, it's a very simple spell, but quite effective. It's just as Kevin James.
Yeah.
And then Adam Sandler's over there in the corner, like, making fart jokes. As Spider-Man, I'm just, that's what I want.
I'm down with that.
More than anything.
That's really good. That leaves us with Black Panther, right?
Uh-huh.
Just Black Panther? There's no one else?
We haven't got on to Bucky either.
We didn't do Bucky.
Didn't do Bucky. He's got such a small role.
Yeah. You mentioned Don Knotts at one point for no reason.
No. Well, okay.
We never casted Don Knotts.
No. It's a whole thing. Any of you who are familiar with the Andy Griffith Show, which I don't know how familiar you are.
Not all that familiar, but I know who Don Knotts is.
Yes. Don Knotts, it's a joke between me and my brothers talking about how Bruce Banner feels like he's being portrayed by Don Knotts in this movie, and that Iron Man is his Andy Griffith, right? And so the scene of the barn, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards, and then the whole Don Knotts just trying to get into the Hulk form.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that visual a lot. But I had, while we were talking about those old-timey characters, because Don Knotts was a character, he wasn't a human being. While we were talking
Don
about
Knotts
those
is an incredible actor.
old-timey characters,
I love him.
it made me have an idea. Bucky Barnes is Dick Van Dyke.
Ooh, is he doing the Cockney accent from Mary Poppins?
Yes, absolutely. And he does a lot of dancing,
What kind of
too.
lines does he What kind of lines does he have?
he dances everywhere.
Do up the step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Get your knees up, step in time. Round the chimney.
Yes. Dick Van Dyke as his character from Mary Poppins is Bucky Barnes.
That would be great. Why don't more directors do this? Why don't they just take characters from
Which is
other
just making me
movies?
imagine Winter Soldier,
Right.
Dick Van Dyke, like being evil.
I'm pumped for it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man, but he's still dancing and jigging
Yeah.
everywhere. Oh,
I like that
man.
one a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Who else did we say?
T'Challa. Who is T'Challa?
Who is T'Challa? Oh, well, I really like the idea of just being James Earl Jones now.
Yeah, like really old James Earl Jones.
Very old, in a wheelchair.
Uh-huh.
He's still in his Black Panther outfit, but he's in a wheelchair because they can't have him running around.
I
on
do
the
love
set.
James Earl Jones, but Bill Cosby.
It's edgy. That's the thing about it. Like,
Yeah.
that's going to get people in. You're like, oh, Bill Cosby's in this movie? Are you kidding me?
I thought he was in jail. I thought he was in prison.
Like, they got him out of prison to do this one movie?
Yeah.
That's so risky, but noble.
But can you imagine Bill Cosby doing an African accent, but talking like Bill Cosby talks?
No, and I can't even do an impression of it.
No,
even
I won't. I won't even try.
I would love to.
But it's the most beautiful thing in my mind.
Oh.
And to see Bill Cosby's T'Challa give
this man a shield.
give Dick Van Dyke, the White Wolf, a new arm. Like, so many incredible scenes just made better.
But does any of that top the Olsen twins stacked on top of each other in a big t-shirt?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
And their love for Danny DeVito as Vision.
Yeah.
Just this, so short Danny DeVito, but still
It's
in all
really
the Vision makeup. Oh my gosh, I love that idea.
Yeah, I think Civil War and the Avengers are still higher up for me personally, but this is right up there. Yeah, easily top 5, if not top 3.
I would say it's probably top 5. It's not quite as high for me.
Yeah,
it's a really good movie, but I don't know. There's just something to it. I don't know exactly what it is. They don't really feel like I could just sit down and watch it again, nor do I really have the drive to ever.
That's fair.
Like, sit down and watch it again.
I'm glad I had such a long space between seeing it again. I'm glad last time I saw it was in theaters.
That is something, something that I could watch frequently, but not like twice a year, maybe.
Yeah, I liked
enjoy it when it's on. For sure.
I really liked it. It is separate from. I'm having a hard time phrasing this. I've talked about before how I really, really like movies that are more focused and smaller casts and more grounded plots. This movie does not have a lot of that. No. But it's still up there for me. So I'm going to confidently say it's top 5. We'll see after watching all the movies again, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in top 5. Despite not being as focused as I would like it to be. Yeah.
I agree on that part. I was going to say that it feels like since we don't have the whole story yet,
that's true.
You feel that.
Yeah.
You feel it's not a...
Right. It's really a part 1.
Yes, it is. It's a through line. And I'm sure part 1 and part 2 together are going to be something incredible. Right. I believe that it's going to be... But just, it's got that little bit of through line. And maybe once, and I don't feel that about the first Avengers at all, in any way. But maybe once the second one comes out, it will feel all the more realized.
Yeah, it'll feel like...
Because there's a lot of loose ends.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a lot of loose ends.
That's fair.
And that's a good idea.
That's a really good point.
That's good. I think there should be good, loose ends, because we know there's the sequel, and we know there's more to it. But... that there's something just not quite satisfying there to me. Even the second Avengers has a more kind of tidy, wrapped up story.
That's a very good point, and I'm not too prideful. I rescind the top 5 thing, and I'm gonna say we'll wait till Endgame comes out, and we'll look at it as a whole. Yeah, and see where. Because really, it's one big story. It's going to be one big movie.
Right. Yeah, this was half of a story.
Yeah. 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 That's a really good point.
Yeah. But yeah, it's incredible to watch so far. I'm glad what we got so far, and I'm excited for the second half.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. But I would say I'm just waiting for something. I'm just waiting for the conclusion. Because they can still blow it. Yeah. It's not a complete story, and they could still blow it in the ending. Yeah. Yeah. That's just how I feel. This is just one chapter.
Yeah. Are we ready to give it a score?
I think I am.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think we've addressed all that we wanted to or needed to.
I can't think of anything else necessarily that I want to touch on.
Cool.
Because
I have my number.
All right, I got mine too.
We gotta write it on our paper to make sure the viewers can't. This is solely for us. All right, flip it. Ooh, we were very close.
Very, very close. I put it at 91.
And I put it at 90.
Yeah, it's going to put us at 90.5, which is not too far above Avengers 2. But
I ranked Avengers 2 much lower than you did.
Yeah. But, yeah, you ranked this movie at where I ranked Avengers 2.
Yeah.
So, and I only put this 1 point above Avengers 2. Yeah, I think that it will benefit I think the next part will benefit from having a smaller cast.
Yes.
I love seeing them put all the characters together.
I'm very excited
Incredible.
to see the mostly just original Avengers back at it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. I think they can dive into some of those characters a little more.
Yeah, for sure.
And how they feel about things, and I'm very excited for that.
No matter what they do, it won't redeem the Hulk for the entirety of the story.
No, yeah, it won't.
As long as they bring back the Hulk, it'll assuage some of that pain.
Yeah.
But they've already ruined it.
Yeah, I put mine at 91, and I would say that is with room for improvement. Yeah, for the next movie.
Go down potentially.
It could, but I think what I'm saying is the floor is 91.
Yeah.
I don't know what the ceiling is. Right? I don't know how high it can go, because as a standalone movie right now, 91 for sure.
Yeah, as a standalone, I'm happy with 90.
Yeah, but it definitely has the potential to grow and even more, an even better story to be created, especially if there is something that we didn't expect.
Yep.
Like talking about with Loki and things of like,
especially if Wolverine and the Shredder show up. Yeah, I think there's.
I thought
there's
that
a
was
lot of
confirmed.
potential.
Did we not just confirm that? Or
I thought that was when we were, we talked about how Disney owns Fox now and how, we were kind of making predictions and what we want and expect. Right. So we're expecting the Shredder and Wolverine.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Who else? The Fantastic Four, for real though, might actually make it.
That's what I was thinking.
Reed Richards needs to be in there.
Right. It's either going to be a single X-Men, probably, that's going to cameo, or it's going to be somebody from the Fantastic Four. It's going to be one of those two. Because those are the only people who are being reintroduced through the Fox deal. Yeah,
I would love to see Reed Richards show up.
And that'd be interesting. Because he played a really big part in Infinity War.
And he always plays a really big part because he's the smartest person in the universe. This whole thing.
Everyone played a big part in the Infinity War comic. It was in the Infinity War.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, it's a big deal. But it's just like he's such a big character in. Whenever Marvel is having an event, Fantastic Four always.
Yeah. Oh, they're one of the flagship.
Right. Yeah.
Franchises.
They're always right in it. And like I said, he's supposed to be the smartest man in the universe, and I'd really like them to play that out.
Yeah.
Something it would be a little awkward since, Stark and Banner already exist in this world, and just like suddenly Reed Richards shows up. It's like, oh man, why didn't we consult this guy earlier? Just something, but like these are people that should know him.
Forgot to. We could have brought him in forever.
Unless they're going to do the thing of like actually giving the Fantastic Four origin story again.
Or unless through the Infinity Gauntlet thing, because obviously they're going to bring everyone back.
Right.
What if, because of the Infinity Gauntlet, there's some kind of weird like reality changing thing that happened and becomes permanent, and that's where mutants come from, and how the X-Men mutants get introduced, and maybe it's still the same world, but some things are a little different.
Maybe.
That'd be kind of interesting.
That would be very interesting.
I think that'd be a pretty cool way to bring in the X-Men, actually.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really cool way to bring in Green Lantern and the rest of the DC universe.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that, Deadpool. Deadpool's someone, he's part of the X-Men, sort of.
Right.
But, he's someone that they could bring from Fox.
Yeah.
What if Deadpool shows up?
Whoa.
Like, I can't even imagine it.
That'd be weird.
That would be really weird.
Really cool cameo, though.
It would be. Especially if he shows up just, like, at the end.
Huh.
Oh, that would be so
That'd be
cool.
fun. I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
So you want to end the podcast?
Oh, should we? I don't know. I feel like we're all having a good time here. I feel like we didn't really delve into the thought of Doctor Doom as Donatello. I feel like we're gonna really.
Well, I had other places I wanted to go with that idea.
I really feel like we could have touched on that. Just. All
right. Well, while we're on the subject of Doctor Doom, quick.
Okay.
He also gets the Infinity Gauntlet at some point. So with Reed Richards being introduced, that's for sure now. Doctor Doom's going to get introduced.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to get the Infinity Gauntlet. And then he's going to become a Celestial.
Would be so good. That would be so good. It would
and
be so
then
good.
He'll become Donatello.
I mean, can you just imagine though? Can you just imagine?
I'm
it's
ready.
3 turtles, a rat, and then Doctor Doom. He's in his full Doctor Doom costume.
He's just wearing the bandana.
He's wearing the bandana, the purple bandana.
Yeah.
He's still the science guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it fits.
Yeah, it
That's
works.
perfect. That's where
It
he mixes in.
But
it works.
still very clearly Doctor Doom, even in
he's
character.
incredibly evil.
In character, like, still talking about ruling Latveria and being...
Oh yeah.
A god king.
He refuses to say like tubular or cowabunga or anything. Like,
until the very end, like in the 2 movies that
Raphael?
No, Splinter. Master Splinter says go ninja, go and cowabunga. At the very end of the movie, Doctor Doom will say something like that.
Yeah, Doctor Doom, yeah. Well, he's like choking one of them out.
Yeah.
There's just less and less turtles at the end of each movie.
Just whispering cowabunga.